all watching. We're going to start off by priming our eyelids. I'm going to be using the Lorac Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. This just makes sure that my eyeshadow will stay in place all day long and it will not crease. We're going in with the Morphe 350 palette. I'm using the whitest white in the palette. And I'm putting that in my inner corners to make it look like I'm wide awake and I'm not tired. And I'm using a Eco Tools flat brush for this. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, girl. Now I'm going to go in with a Morphe E23 brush, and I'm going to be using a light shade close to my skin tone, maybe a little bit darker, and I'm just going to be putting that all over my outer corner and a little bit on the crease. Remember, when you're blending up towards your eyebrow, you want to use a very light stroke. You don't want to push down too hard with the brush. And there again on the other eye, we're going to do the exact same thing. Now I'm going to go in with a more dense brush. This is a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to use maybe a brick color on the outer corner of my eye, just to give a little bit more depth and dimension. Just keeping that on the outer corner. Just a little FYI, guys, when YouTubers edit their videos, we edit out a lot of blending. So once I move on to the next step, you keep blending. Just pause the video and just make sure your eyeshadow looks good, because we don't stop here. We just edit all that extra stuff out. I'm going to go back in with the E23 blending brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to make sure all those shades come together. And now we're going to move on to the face. I'm priming my face with a, which primer is this? Too Faced Hangover X primer. And I'm just going to put that in the T-zone to make sure my foundation does not move, because it tends to get really oily in my T-zone. Now for foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match, and that's in the shade N5. And I also have recently discovered something I mix with it. It's the Philosophy Sheer Liquid Sunshine, and it just gives me an extra glow. It's summertime, so I want to look extra glowy. Give me J-Lo, give me J-Lo. And I'm using a flat top brush for this. Now I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm using the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte, and really, guys, this stuff is so pigmented, so be careful. Only a couple of dots should do. I'm going to be blending that out with a damp Real Techniques Beauty Blender. There you go, girl. And you just pounce it out. I saved you guys a lot of torture. We're going to speed this part up. Even if you don't have dark circles or lazy eyes or whatever the case may be, concealer is always good to brighten up. You can always go brighter. Right here, I'm taking the flat part of my beauty blender, and I'm going to blend the line between my concealer and my foundation, because ain't nobody got time to have lines in your face. Like right there. Oh boy. Blend that out, girl. And I'm going to take some MAC Select Sheer Powder in NW30. And I'm just going to go all over my face with a fluffy brush. I'm taking a e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm going to go right underneath my eye, not all the way to the top. Going very lightly right underneath my eye. I don't want to cover up my highlight, but I do want to tone it down, because that concealer was way too light, and yeah, it's all about blending. Now I'm going to go in with Chocolate Soleil Bronzer by Too Faced, and I'm using a Real Techniques fluffy brush just to kind of carve out the cheeks somewhat. Not going to do too much contouring today because I'm not doing much. Maybe when I go out one night we'll do the whole thing, but not today. Girl, get that double chin. Go, go. Now I'm going to pinch the brush to make it a little bit more dense, and I'm going to do a little bit of a nose contour. Ain't nobody got time for cream contour today. Snatch it. I'm going to go in with Park Avenue Princess Palette by... Who is it by? Too Faced, maybe? Tarte? It's by Tarte. I'm taking the blush in that palette, and I'm just going to dust the cheeks. Ooh, and my favorite part, the glow. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and I'm using... I think I dusted Golden Bronze over my bronzer on the cheeks, and then I went up with Bubbly on the cheekbones. And I'm going to do an exclamation mark on my nose. Don't mind my hairline. I totally colored my hair yesterday, and my hairline's funky, and maybe I'm a little messy. So yeah. And I wasn't really sure why it wasn't showing up, so I just went over with my fingers on the highlight again. And I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. Go get some. It is thebomb.com. Definitely a favorite. And when I'm not wearing falsies, I will definitely go over my mascara about 30, 40 times just to make sure it looks like I have fake lashes on, but nobody got time for fake lashes today. And I'm going in with NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee.